wait here, Lorath.
You're going to kill her, aren't you?
Still you ask these questions.
We are all counting on you.
Your death nears! The night embraces you.
The Nephilim had such a strong connection to the light that it granted them powers far beyond our own. But I believe that through the light they can be reborn in us. Thus I have consecrated Westmarch, a shining beacon in the west. I have taken for my sigil the Wolf of Corvus, and proclaimed myself king.
Can abide you no longer. The night embraces you. serve the cycle.
The soul stone down here.
This city belonged to the Nephilim. It was intended to be hidden from angels and demons.
But not now.
He is an anomaly.
Serve the cycle. Fear the end.
That is not possible.
I must wait.
Must serve the cycle.
A decade later, the power of the Nephilim still escapes me. Something long ago stole it from them and keeps it hidden, even today. I have found mention of an artifact called the World Stone, hidden in the barbarian lands. Now that my son is born, I have rallied my banners to ride to war against them. wears on, the barbarians remain unconquered, and I am a man grown old and frail. My life has seen the founding of Westmarch and the discovery of the Nephilim ruins. But still, the deeper secrets elude me. I leave the task to my son, in whose blood shall carry forth the line of Nephilim kings.
Do not fear the end.
Leo would have loved this place. Makes the drowned temple look small by comparison. If only she could see it.
A fine corpse. The night embraces you. Weakness consumes you! Weakness consumes you! Decay and rot! I'm afraid not. Your death nears! Weakness consumes you! With all my might! Do not fear the end.
Let's see where you've been hiding, Malthael.
Adria!
The angels will never suffer us to live. They cannot accept the fact that we may choose our own path. At least demons are not so rigid in their beliefs.
Angels will not kill you. I will. I must wait.
Diablo sent me a vision. He had returned, and you were the one who freed him. He always finds a way. My master will return. I have done what I can to ensure it. He always finds a way. In your heart of hearts, you know this. Diablo will return. I have done what I can to ensure it. He always finds a way. In your heart of hearts, you know this.
Adria had conjured an image of pandemonium before I interrupted her.
She was searching for Malthael, so he must be there.
I need to go back.
See? Aren't you happy I didn't tell you beforehand that Adria would turn into a hideous monster?
No.
You always seem so calm. I thought you'd enjoy a surprise or two. Petty details would have just served to distract you.
Let us fight this evil together.
Dirges was possessed by an all-consuming rage. As Zai had stolen what was most valuable to Dirges, he would take from Zai all that he held dear.
He tried to kill him.
Dirges took something much more dear than Zai's life. His joy. He killed everyone Zai had loved and held dear. Oh, then he slew Diria. Her light went out from the heavens. The seas wept, and waves of their tears crashed upon the shore.
May the battles never end.
A good choice.
Oh, I've been waiting for this.
I'll take that off your hands.
It is always wonderful to see you.
No one sees them, only me. The eyes watching, mocking, judging, calling.
Our shop will be looted.
Oh, don't worry, dear. I'm sure all the looters have been torn apart by now.
I don't think he will live much longer. Whatever secret he learned will surely be lost with him.
I believe he encountered the witch, Adria. But she is dead now.
No.
But why? Why would someone do this?
She has done much worse.
All right, it's him or us. Are you ready?
I don't know. That glowing sword looks sharp.
How goes it? Where are you going? I have some good news.
Good news?
I mentioned what you did to some guards I met. You could get a commendation or something when this is all over.
Oh, that's fantastic.
The Soul Stone must change.
Malthael seems to be in pandemonium.
No doubt he has gone to the fortress. Malthael can hold out there until the end of time. He is forcing us to come to him.
And what does that entail?
The only way to pandemonium is through the high heavens. Let us leave at once.
Lara! Peter!
Who are you calling to?
Oh, it's my children. They're out playing a game, but I'll find them soon enough.
The eyes. Let me see what you see. Show me, please. Show me.
We'll never see our friends again.
True, but we won't see that cobbler down the street again either.
Why, you're right. In fact, we're the only cobblers still alive. We'll be rich!
According to the records, King Rakus had a strong jaw, hair as black as night, and wore gleaming armor over his muscular... Sorry, what was I talking about?
Every time Westmarch is invaded, a hero appears to save it. History is much easier to write with a strong protagonist. Rackus and his sons built much of Westmarch during their time. The ruins and the marshes outside the city may be their work too. Of course, whenever I ask the Crown for gold to further my excavations, there's always a more pressing matter at hand.
I now know death better than I know the shape of my hand or my own sword. Hendel charged into battle at my side. I'd known him since I enlisted, but when I looked at him that night, I had a vision. I saw the faces of the men he had killed, and I saw that he would not live to see the morning.
We can't start to rebuild until we know that the one who caused this devastation is dead.
I'm doing my best to ensure that.
I hope so.
So, now it's on to Pandemonium? You'll see a world only a few humans have laid eyes on before.
I am not there for sightseeing.
Ah, the beauty of life is lost on you, isn't it?
When I was forced to admit my beliefs were wrong, I was lost. I was afraid I would always feel that way. But instead, a sense of calmness has come over me. I'm no longer at war with myself.
And you need never be again. Embrace that peace, and let it guide you. Always.
The people on the road were right.
My brother left me all.
In the end, Zai trapped Dirges in the ruby Lyria had worn. Zai kept the stone around his neck as a reminder. In time, though, the burden grew too great to bear, and he cast off the stone. His divinity? Everything. Where there once stood a young god, there was now just an old man.
Is that true?
So the story says.
What is this?
Destroy the gate! The Nephilim is here!
I must wait. That is not possible.
He dares to attack us? Malthael is my brother. I fought 1,000 battles by his side, and I care not that he seeks to destroy you and your kind. But my brother has grown sick, and he must be put down for his own sake. Yet I have not the heart to do this. And so it falls to you. Come, Nephilim, to Pandemonium.
Malthael thinks he can delay the inevitable, but he underestimates my persistence. I will cross the ancient battleground of the angels and demons, and journey on to the gates of the Pandemonium Fortress. This angel has disrupted the balance between life and death, and it falls to me to rebuke him.
There is a siege camp not far from here. Meet me there, and I will show you what must be done.
That needs to recharge.
Demons, the remnants of a long-forgotten battle.
Ravagers were among the most fearsome soldiers of hell. Having grown accustomed to the taste of war, they remained in Pandemonium long after the last siege of the fortress ended. Now, they regard the realm as their own and terrorize any angels who venture onto the battlefields. Pandemonium is a vast, chaotic realm, and many demons remain scattered throughout it. In particular, the war-scarred Marauders were unwilling to return to the Hells, and they have taken to pillaging the remaining angelic outposts in the battlefields. They may not be the most powerful of their kind, but they are clever and insidious, and no strangers to war.
Must I do everything for you? Is a siege room. Bring it with see the battering ram below? That is the only way you can breach the fortress gates. But it is useless without the siege rooms that power it. You have one in your possession, but there are 2 more. You will find them on the battlefield below, imprisoned along with the demons that carried them. Once you have the runes, go to the ram. But know this, Nephilim. Even if you release Malthael from his madness, I will not thank you for it.
Indeed.
Leave me alone. I'm getting drunk, and no, I'm not sharing.
Drink will not give you answers.
I already have answers. The bloody Thieves Guild killed my brother.
You know there's more to it than that. I think you're even less convincing when you're drunk.
And you're even more insufferable.
Despite all of this, I find myself with hope for the future.
A future with Irena?
No! No, of course not. I mean, I do find her company stimulating. Yeah, I do enjoy her unique way of looking at things, but... I mean, no.
Just talk to her.
What? Well, you know... I mean, she is quite interesting. So, yeah, I suppose so. Perhaps I should. Maybe.
It is good to fight with you again.
I now know that the call is coming from the realm of Pandemonium.
What would draw Lysa's spirit there?
The prophet was a seraph. He may have hidden in Pandemonium to keep his affairs secret from the Angiris Council.
So he could be with her.
I saw her broken body, but the prophet's magic is powerful. He once saved us all. He could have saved Lysa again. Accompany me to Pandemonium. We will find where Lysa's voice is coming from, and perhaps I will uncover the answers I seek. I followed her voice to this place. I can hear her so clearly. We must find her.
We shall.
My journey to Pandemonium has allowed me to see a new world, one that is almost too fantastic for mortal eyes. The ancient battlefields stretch before me, a desolate space that is occupied by small, scouring beasts. They search the lands endlessly, thriving off the magic that lingers from battles long past.
For this knowledge.
was to be a dreamless sleep, but the blackness faded, and dreams I had. Dreams that became nightmares I could not wake from.
Sybil, I am here now.
You were always the strongest, Arena. Make us proud.
No, do not go. What is that?
The prophet said I would not dream, but I did. At first, they were dreams of color, unsettling. And then I began to hear voices. They called for me, over and over. And then I woke. When we woke, the demons were in our midst. We were not ready. But you slept, Arena. Why?
I would have woken Reza. You must believe me. More demons. Where are they coming from?
You must find Lysa. It is not too late.
I have questions. Something holds the spirits of my sisters here. Whatever it is will lead us to Lysa.
The Prophet asked each of us in turn before he cast the spell of binding. Our lives for hers. If we declined, we could leave without any thought of shame. We each heard the question and answered the only way we could. Our cause was too important to not make that sacrifice.
Lysa. You must find her, Irena. Lysa, where is she? These the demons that killed my sisters? It is good to see you, Irena. I thought I would never gaze upon your face again. Farewell, my sister. This portal will lead us to Lysa. We trained, believing that we would fight together. But Irena was the one who was chosen. And we were the ones who must sacrifice to support her. Why her and not me? A selfish question, for I know that if she was asked, she would say yes. So I did. Lysa! I knew I heard your voice. Why did we have to give our lives for you, Irena? What was so special about you? Chosen of the Prophet. Your sisters were willing to sacrifice their lives for you, just as the Prophet intended. But I would not play along. It merely took time for me to find a way out. I never knew, Lysa. The Prophet never told me.
Irena, know that you possess the greatest potential of all your sisters, and so I chose you. They gave their lives so that you could survive and fight in the most important battle to come. They did this willingly, and their sacrifice is not a burden, but a gift to you.
But what do I do?
Live. Fulfill the destiny for which I trained you, and for which your sisters died.
I always thought that Lysa was as strong as any of us, perhaps even the strongest. But she decided that the sacrifice asked of her was too great. How can I blame her? In her place, I might have made the same choice.
No. You would always sacrifice for what you perceive to be good.
But if the price is too costly, goodness is not enough. Perhaps there is a better way. We will stand together against the shadows.
You, mentioned that I should speak with Irena. I don't think I can do that.
Why? Lyndon speaks to her all the time.
What? That cad? She's already seen right through his lecherous ways. Surely he'd have no luck. Would he?
It's not a matter of luck. The choice is hers alone. You do best to be honest.
I wonder how everyone's faring back at the manor.
They're fine. The Reapers had no idea what a contentious lot they were heading towards.
We were lucky that when they attacked, we were alone out in the garden shed.
Must you bring that up?
If you're so bored, why don't you fight me? The blacksmith is Heydrich. He's grumpy. Shen's the jeweler over there, and he tells good stories. Then there's Cormac and Lyndon. They don't like me much. Irena's very nice, though.
Sorry, I'd rather fight than talk to people.
Lyndon left a dagger here earlier. I'm guessing you're behind that.
Possibly.
Let me look. It's well crafted for a Kingsport blade, and oh, the hilt seems to be hollow. Someone hid a note inside. Here, you should take it to Lyndon. I thought on what you said, and you may have been right. can't bear the thought of another friend's death.
But you also cannot bear a life without friends. You are not like me, Hadric. You need people.
I suppose so.
I tried to leave the city today, but the gates are all closed. The guards won't let anyone in or out.
What are you going to do?
Stay here and hide, I guess. I am a coward.
Stop that! You're a good man.
I see death everywhere. Even when amongst the living, I see the specter of endless night. But you are different. Death's shadow surrounds you. It obscures all else.
The Zakarum Church always held an unhealthy sway in Westmarch, even after the ascension of rulers more interested in power than religion. When the true nature of the faith was finally exposed, however, it completely eroded any influence the church had over civil affairs. And rightly so, I might add.
Peter and Lara have been playing hide from the monster all day. Such imaginative children.
There are no children here.
I said they were hiding, didn't I?
I joined a caravan of refugees heading to Bramwell, but we never made it there. Brigands slaughtered everyone. I ran into the forest and hid for days before I dared come out. How am I ever going to find my son?
Deckard Cain wrote much about the Pandemonium Fortress. He kept meticulous notes, drew sketches, and even made some maps. But nothing matches what is there now. The fortress has changed so much since Malthael took over. The people of Westmarch are starting to rebuild the city and bury their dead. Their strength is an inspiration. But there are children that witnessed their family being torn apart. Others climbed over piles of corpses to get to safety. What will they make of the world when they grow up? The city has scars that will linger for generations.
It is good to fight with you again. This will help. Excellent.